So a wise man once told me, Joe, don't get too hyped over practices. They just practice. But also another wise man once told me, these boys look pretty damn good. Now, both of those guys are made up. They were both me, but I'm excited about this practice. So let's talk about it.
You want Philly food?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today we gonna talk about some practice, y'all. We gonna some practice, y'all. That's what we gonna talk about. I told you guys before the actual, joint practices that this was gonna teach us a lot about this team, and I think we've learned a lot. I think some good things, some things that we can work on. So we're gonna get into all that. But before we do, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. I don't have no pun for you today, but just join the ride, man. It's a lovely ride. I promise you that. So let's hop right into it, man. We're going to start with the guys who didn't practice, who did not make it into practice. And those were Miles Sanders, Grant Calcaterra, and James Bradbury were the headliners that didn't practice. Miles Sanders obviously still harboring that hamstring injury. Grant Calcaterra is a guy that we all were worried about his health, right? Staying healthy and everything. And that seems to still be an issue. That still seems to be something we got to worry about. Hopefully he can get on and get some snaps, right? Because you're a rookie. We got to get you on that field if you're going to make this team. So hopefully he can get healthy and stay healthy for the rest of the camp. So we'll see if he gets back on the field. James Bradbury is probably more of a precautionary thing. Marcus Epps is good to go per Gannon. So he was out there practicing. So that's good to hear. We're going to start with the one-on-ones. All right, we're going to start with the one-on-ones because there was a lot of eating today, okay? I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit nervous that my wide receivers might, be a little bit overweight come season time because they doing all this eating during practice, and it's looking good. So A.J. Brown does A.J. Brown-like things, right? He has a 35-yard one-handed catch over Sir Greedy Williams, who shout out to Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham might be Miss Cleo, y'all. We might have a mind reader or a future teller, a psychic on our team, right? During his IG live, he does say to Greedy Williams, he's like, listen, dog, you're going to get eaten all day. You're going to get beat up all day. Get ready for it. And Greedy Williams was laughing, but Brandon Graham was right. A.J. Brown definitely got the best of him. And then Devontae Smith on the other side of things. Devontae Smith was looking elite, okay? And I'm not, and I think that all Eagles fans can agree with me here, when people that usually hate on these Eagles teams, and we all know those reporters that usually have the negative spin to everything that happens, when they can't find a negative spin and all they can say is good things, we might got something. So to that point, ESP did say that it was an excellent drill for Devontae Smith. He went crazy, had a 40-yard touchdown, another 35-yard catch, one on the left hash, the other on the right hash. So he was doing his thing. He was eating on both sides of the field. That's what you want to see. And obviously that's one-on-ones, right? So one-on-ones is kind of more so built for the wide receivers. It's tougher drill for these cornerbacks, but you obviously want to see these guys eat. Another guy that ate on these one-on-ones was John Hightower. So John Hightower is not somebody that we really have been hearing a lot from, but I want to make sure I'm saying the right person. Chris Franklin, shout out to Chris Franklin. He said that he had one of the best routes that he's seen Jonathan Hightower run. It was on Martin Emerson, a rookie. Had like 7 yards of separation, drew a pass interference at the same time. So it seems like it was really nice. When you have all these people fighting, when you have all these people, we've always talked about how there's nobody pushing anybody on this wide receiving core. And right now you can't say that. You know what I'm saying? You have so many players playing at a high level. You can do nothing but go out there and give every single thing you got, because every day is not guaranteed at that wide receiving spot. So I love it. I love that you're seeing all these guys, going out there and doing their thing. Now we'll move a little bit to the special teams. Not much to say there. Obviously, I think that Britton Covey is probably hurt, something maybe limited him or something like that, but Kenneth Gainwell did take some snaps as the punt returner and he fumbled one of them. Not the best of news, but it is news. It is something that happened. So I felt like I had to share that with you, because there's a lot of good news here. I had to, break some bad news. But Kenneth Gainwell also did obviously see a lot of rushes because he was in there and Miles Sanders wasn't, So Kenneth Gainwell did take over most of those first team snaps as the runner, which is good to see. I think Kenneth Gainwell, we saw last year, Kenneth Gainwell was a guy I kept hearing you guys say that you thought was going to break out last year. I think you guys might have been a year off. I think this is the year, even though last year was a really good year for him, don't get me wrong, but I think this is the year we might really see a breakout from Kenneth Gainwell, especially if Miles Sanders can't stay on the field. We've seen injury after injury. This hamstring is a little bit, nerve-wracking. It's not what you want to see in the preseason, especially for a guy like him. So let's move on to 7 versus 7s. I'm trying to keep this video not 35, 30, 40 minutes, right, for you and my sake, because I got to edit this thing. But let's move to 7 versus 7. So Hurts to Smith was a running theme. I almost felt like I just kept refreshing and seeing the same tweet. Devontae Smith was all over the field making a bunch of plays. Jalen Hurts got to Devontae Smith for a 40-yard, would have been touchdown. Obviously, they blow the play dead early, and that's by Josh Tolentino. So, look, Hurts has just been going crazy. Josh Tolentino actually had like a big, he kind of gushed on a tweet about how great Devontae Smith has been throughout this camp, using the word elite as I did early in this video. And this might be the year that we really see something out of Devontae. Last year was really, don't get me wrong, obviously rookie record and everything like that. That's beautiful. But this year, right, it really just might be something different, something Eagles fans have not seen in a long, long time, if ever, from their number 2, right? That's a crazy thing to think of. He's our number 2, right? But yeah, so that's a lot of good stuff. Hurts was 5 for 5 in the 7-on-7s. He got the ball to Goddard. He got the ball to Smith on long catches. The rest were intermediate throws. Now, the reason I brought this in is not to slight Jalen Hurts and be like, look, he's only throwing it in front of him. Not at all. But I've said before that I thought this was going to be the plan. Get the ball, short, quick passes right in front of Jalen Hurts, easy decisions. Jalen Hurts is doing more by getting to the second and third read, more than I expected him to be. And I'll say that off the bat. So I'm excited to see what he's doing. And I hope that this just continues, man. Today was a very, very positive day for Jalen Hurts. And in particular, in specific, Jalen Hurts had a very, very good day. Okay, so all you guys that call me a Jalen Hurts hater, this is what happens when Jalen has good days. I tell you that he has good days. So I'm very, very excited for him, man. Now let's talk about our other quarterbacks, because that's always fun. All right, well, let's talk about their quarterback. Jacoby Brissett took most of the first team snaps. We did see a little bit of Deshaun Watson for anybody that cared. I'm not one that really does, if I'm being 100% honest, but, for those that do. Reed Sinnett threw a pick 6. Further cementing my opinion that he probably should not make this roster. Further cementing the fact that he is a camp body. And really, I hate to say this, but not a great one right now. He's just not doing well at all. Threw a pick 6, but on the other side, his boss, his overstudy, the guy ahead of him, Minshew's not doing that great at all either. So he had 2 interceptions in the 7 for 7. I told you I'm trying to sprinkle in the bad news along with the good. Now, 11 versus 11 is where it gets a little bit dicey. Depending on where you look, depending on who you ask, depending on what you read, 11-on-11s were a little bit rough for the Eagles. Some people are going as far as saying the Browns won the team drills. Some going as far as saying that at the very best, it's a wash for the Eagles. I haven't found many people that said that it's just a straight up win for the Eagles. The overall day, a lot of people are saying that the Eagles got the better of the Browns, but it was more so because of those one-on-one drills, more so because of the 7-on-7s and the individual drills. So I'm a little bit worried that we weren't that great in team drills. Not the end of the world, especially when you did have such a great day. But there was a big play from Hurts where he apparently evaded, being sacked and had a huge play to A.J. Brown. Would have went for about 25 yards. So there were some good plays. There were no touchdowns in his 11-on-11s. There were step forward. Look, Elliot Shore-Parks even said that this was a big step forward for Jalen Hurts. If you know, you know. That's a big statement for him right there. So I'm excited to see this in game time. I think that tomorrow is going to be another interesting day for this team to see what they can do. Again, I think these joint practices, you're going to see more realistic game simulations than you would in the preseason. So, that's the notes that I have for you right now. I would love for you guys to let me know what you guys saw, what you guys heard, what you guys read about this practice, because I'm trying to get all the intel, right? I'm trying to get every little bit of intel. We're going to start reaching out to some guys, some reporters, and get these guys back on, but I'm excited. I am definitely excited. I had to check back and make sure that this was still recording, because the first time I did it, it turned off, but I love you guys. So I came back and did it. But y'all know what it is, man. Let me know what y'all thinking in the comments. It's Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Oh, I gotta Let me put my tie on because we back to business, y'all. Peace!
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
Fly, Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a bird game nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man Saul Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, early time to do him in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.